Jen and DJ here with ACHV PEAK, and today we're going to be doing a flexibility routine.
So for this routine, we're going to be going through 10 exercises performed all in a row for just one set each. Our working time is 2 minutes, our break time is 10 seconds. If you can't make it through the stretch for the entire 2 minutes, that's totally fine. Come up out of the stretch, take a few seconds of a break, and then get back into the stretch as soon as you can. If you like this workout, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let's get to work. All right, we got about 20 seconds until we get started with our warm-up. If you have a fitness tracking watch, be sure to start your workout now. Our first exercise we're going into is bodyweight squats. So get our feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. From here, we're going to drop down, weight in our heels, nice straight back, come back up. If you can only do partial reps, that's totally fine. Here we go. So just coming down nice and easy, back up. If you want, you can have your arms pulled in like we do, or as you come down, you can actually put your arms out to help stabilize your balance. There we go. Try to drop down a little further each and every rep here. Taking your time. We're not going for speed. Next, we're going to be going into leg swings on the left side. Here we go. So you may need to hold on to something here. And we're kicking forward, kicking back. Nice and easy. Make sure that your body is staying nice and straight here. We don't want to be kind of leaning forward, leaning back. That's not going to stretch out our hips. There we go. Don't forget to breathe. Trying to kick up a little higher, back a little further. We're just switching sides for the next one. There we go, switch sides. Good controlled movement, feeling it. Stretch out in the hamstring, stretch out in the hips.
I'm gonna pull that thing.
There we go. All right, next we're gonna be going in to trunk twists. There we go. So feet nice and wide. From here, we're doing is rotating left and right. Start out nice and easy at first, and then try to get a little further into each twist. There we go. If you want, you can start kind of getting a little pivot right here. Pivoting each time, still rotating the trunk. There we go. All right, we're gonna keep our feet right here. We're gonna go into toe touches. So come down, touch, switch sides. We're trying to keep our lower back nice and straight here while we do these. We don't want to bend over and go like that. We want to be more chest out, head up, back straight style. Here we go. If you can't go all the way down, that's totally fine. No worries. All right, last one here. Chunk circle. So we're going to be moving the upper body in a circular movement. At 15 seconds, we'll switch directions. Feel where it's stiff at. If you want, you can kind of hang on those spots. Kind of rock back and forth. There we go. After this, we got a 20-second break, and then we're going to go into our actual routine. There we go, get some water if you need it. Our first exercise we're going into is an alternating hip flexor stretch. So you may need a mat here if you have hard floors. What we're going to do here is get those feet out. Actually, I'm not going to use a mat. Or I'll turn my mat. This way, like this. Here we go. Coming up, and then what we're going to do is rotate, stretch it out. Try to give it maybe a 10-15 second hold. Come back up. This is a go at your own pace. If you want to follow us, that's totally fine. If you find that maybe one hip is a little stiffer than the other, just try to hang out there. Also, if you need to drop down to do this and lean forward, that's fine too. Come up and out, turn, drop back down. Make sure that when you go to push forward, you're squeezing that glute first. Activate the glute and then try to push forward. Squeezing the glute the entire time. So we're getting some hip stretching going on and some glute workout going on. There we go. Nice and easy. Don't forget to breathe. For this movement, we don't want to lean forward. We want to stay nice and straight so we can let that hip stretch out. When we lean forward, it's going to take a little bit of that tension off, and we're not going to get as good of a stretch. There we go. Breathe. Got about 20 seconds left in this. There we go. All right. Our next one we're going into is an alternating lateral lunge. So we're going to come over, hang out there for a second, come up, and then switch sides. Here we go. Let's try to drop down as far as you can. If you have a bench or something you can maybe put your hands on, that might help. If it's too difficult for you to support yourself, because what we're trying to do here is trying to get all the way down and we can pretty much put all of our weight onto that foot. So if you have a bench or something, it's okay to kind of hold on to it. There we go. Come up as needed. Sit down into the other side. And my hips are stiff today. Yeah. There we go. Try to look up, maintain a little bit of a straight back or as straight as possible. There we go. You're probably going to be struggling, and that's okay. We're struggling too. Don't worry about it. If you need to, just come up, relax for 10 seconds or so, and then try to get back into it. There we go. If you need to relax, that's totally fine. Come up, hang out, take a few deep breaths, drop back down. You need us to oil those joints over there?
I'll take it if you have it.
You think you need to up the collagen you've been putting in your coffee?
I think so.
Surprisingly, I'm the one with the bad knees.
It's keeping my foot flat.
Mm-hmm. Alright, there we go. Alright, next one we're going into is a deep squat with knee push-outs. What we're going to do here is just try to drop down into a deep squat. If you have a wall that you can lean against, that's great. That's what Jen will be doing. If not, we're just going to try to drop down into a squat right here like this, and then take your fingers, put them under your toes, and then from here drive the elbows out. You're going to feel it in the groin big time. If you're sitting up against the wall, you can pretty much just almost put your hands together. Actually, I can even do it too. Put those hands together from here and then push out. Drive those knees out. If this is too tough for you, maybe you can't hold it. You can hold it for 30 seconds, 40 seconds, whatever. And that's too tough. What we're going to do is a kneeling calf stretch. So what we're going to do is drop down onto a knee. We're going to put a good amount of our weight on the knee that's down. And then what we're going to do from here is we're going to just try to shift our weight forward onto this foot that's down. And you're going to feel it stretch out in the calves. And then another thing you could do is take that elbow and still kind of drive it out. Just like that. And then if you want, you can just look at the time, figure out how much time is left, half it. And then at that point, switch sides. Here we go. Still trying to lean into this. So what we're trying to do here is once we're here, we're gonna have a good amount of weight on this foot that's down, and then we wanna start shifting the bulk of our weight onto our foot that is down, and then leaning onto the toes. So what I like to do is when I'm here, my heel gets just a little bit off the ground because I'm leaning so far forward, and then I just kind of leave it right there where my heel isn't touching. There we go. Don't forget to breathe. A couple seconds left. There we go. All right, we're going into a lunge with lean on the left side. So we're gonna have our left leg forward here. And then what we're gonna do is kind of like our regular hip flexor stretch, except we're not gonna activate the glute. We're gonna lean forward as far as we can, and then we're actually gonna pull that left arm inside of the knee and keep trying to lean over here. If you're bending your back, that's totally fine. So we're just trying to push right through it. Trying to get forward so you can see a little better right here like this. Really feel it right here. There we go. Once you're here, what you can do is kind of take your toes right in the back and then pull that leg back, your right leg back. Kind of use your toes or kind of lift up. Let's try to slide that knee back so we're still getting some hip flexor action on the right leg, getting it inside kind of that groin area with the left leg. And then we're just gonna hold this for as long as we can. If you need to come out of it, that's totally fine. Come up, relax if you want. The relax could actually be a hamstring stretch. So then we'll go here, stretch our hamstring for 10 seconds or so. Just so we're still being active here, and then we're gonna come back into it. Trying to make the best use of our time. Here we go. Don't forget to breathe. We got about 20 seconds left. Keep breathing, keep feeling the stretch. Here we go. All right, all we're doing on the next one, switching sides. Going to the right side. I'm not gonna lie, I'm starting to sweat.
I'm gonna do this every day for 30 days. I'm gonna do the splits by the end of it.
I'm not gonna lie, this is probably the longest holds I've ever done with stretching, but it actually feels really good. It's clear that I need it.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody watching is thinking that too.
Oh yeah. I like tangled up rubber bands.
Yeah. Don't forget to breathe. If you could try to drop down to your elbows. I'm not flexible enough, but it's an option.
Is that possible?
You can, yep.
It's barely possible.
There you go, though. We're under a minute left. Keep trying to stretch, or keep trying to push just a little bit further. Push a little further. Give it 10-15 seconds, and then keep trying. Here we go. Don't forget to breathe. There we go. We got right around 10 seconds left, and then we're going to be going into downward dog. There we go. All right, so for downward dog, what we're gonna do here is right like this, and then what I like to do is alternate calf stretches. If that's too tough for you, then what you can do is just alternating calf stretches and use a wall or something so you can push down with the hands, stretching those calves out. And then make sure you can put both out. Just kind of alternate stretching them like that. If you can do downward dog, probably do downward dog. I'm going to be alternating the calf stretch on these. Try to drive those shoulders down towards the feet. Don't forget to breathe. There we go. Good controlled breathing. If you need to take a break, that's fine. Just drop down to your knees. If it's because your arms get a little tired, just stand up or sit up, shake it out, and then drop back down into it. There you go. Breathe. Good controlled breath. Stretching out those hamstrings. Go. All right, we're going to stand up for next one. Let some of the blood get out of our head. And we're going to be going into a hamstring stretch. So we're going to have our legs together. You can have a slight bend in your knee. Keep the back nice and straight, hinging at the hips, feeling it stretch out in the hamstrings here. Just like this. If you wanted, you could bend the lower back and then try to pull. Just make sure that you're still stretching the hamstrings, either way that you're doing. Come down, try to pull. If this is too difficult for you, another option would just be a single leg. So right here, kind of be in a little kickstand position, like this, just working one leg at a time, and then halfway through, just switch sides, doing it like that. Feel and stretch out in the hamstrings. There we go. Don't forget to breathe. So if you put your hands on your legs, try not to brace and just kind of hold yourself up. If you need to hold yourself up a little bit, that's fine. But make sure you always have tension on the hamstrings. Don't forget to breathe. Pulling down. Pull. Trying to pull for like 5 to 10 seconds. And then, whoo. You got about 10 seconds left. All right, next we're going down into a frog pose. So we're going to be down on the ground for this one. We're going to try to get our knees out nice and wide. And then from here what we're going to do is we're going to sit back into it. Give it 10 seconds, 15 seconds, whatever you like. And then from here we're going to come forward and try to lean forward. Once you come down, you'll feel those hips stretch. Man, my left hip is way tighter than my right. There we go. Don't forget to breathe. If you need to take a break, that's fine. Just try to get back into it as quickly as possible. There we go. Oh man. There we go. Don't forget to breathe. Good controlled movements. Try to push a little deeper into the movement. Couple seconds left, and then we're going into a quad stretch on the left side. There we go. So, for the quad stretch, you might be able to use a chair or a bench or something like that, like I am, or a couch, ottoman, anything like that. If not, just pull your hand back, grab it, and then just try to hold that. There we go. Another option, if you don't have any of those, hopefully you have one of those that you can use, is that you can take your foot and just kind of actually prop it up against the wall. Just make sure you have a sturdy wall, and then just hold it like that as well. Make sure your shoes are clean too, so you can do it like that. There we go. So we're going to stay nice and tall. For this one, we're not going to be leaning forward. We're going to be trying to either pull our heel up to our butt or push our butt back into our heel while staying nice and tall. There we go. If you need to take a break, that's fine. Take a break, try to get back into it. Don't forget to breathe. What you can do is also kind of come out, relax, try to push a little deeper into it, hold that for 20 seconds or so, and then release if you want. No matter what, just make sure it's a good controlled movement. Don't forget to breathe, especially when you can really feel the tension. It's important to breathe. There we go. What we're doing here, switching sides. This is our last one. Switching sides. Quad stretch, right side, or opposite side, whichever one. There we go. Remember to keep the lower back nice and straight, chest out. Sit back into the heel or pull the heel. Don't forget to breathe.
Feels good. It burns.
Hurts so good.
It hurts so
That's
good.
like the best way to put it. Hurts so good. Because the whole time you're in pain, but the moment you're done, you're like, okay, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
Keep breathing. Got about 40 seconds left. Ten seconds left. There we go. We are finished.
Slowly get
Woo! There we go. I actually feel flexible for once. Nice and loose.
On.
You know, usually I'm stiff as an oak board. That's kind of my motto, but
Not today.
now I'm a little limber.
There you
know? All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this flexibility routine.
Be sure to subscribe to the channel.
See you guys.